Bam, ba-bam, bam, bam. Welcome to App Stupid on the Weekends. It's your boy Big Vern. Y'all know how we do. This is us just doing shows that we don't normally do because we cut content through the week. But there's so much news that's out there, we just got to give our opinion. So sit back, relax, have a good laugh, and welcome to App Stupid on the Weekends. What up, what up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios on a wet and soggy Saturday here in the Midwest. Happy Derby Day to race fans. I think the race starts at 6 o'clock. Make sure you are, like to say, make sure you got your betting lines in. Plus, they're calling for storms today, so if you got to take your pets out, get them out early and get them back in where it's nice and dry. Great show lined up for you tonight. We're going to cover the fight last night. Devin Haney victorious over Jose Ramirez and Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia clean off of steroids, and he looked pathetic. So, yes, it is Cook Ryan week here in the studio. So we will cook him from sun up to sundown. And because he deserves it. When you cheat on PEDs and you put people's lives in danger of the sport, then yes, you deserve to be ridiculed. Teofimo Lopez, he also fought last night. I know, shocker. What? People still didn't care. People didn't pay attention. This man has to do everything in his power to get people to pay attention to him, and they still don't want to. The problem, he's a problem for himself. Pivoting from the world of boxing, the Houston Rockets, they stave off elimination. They beat the Golden State Warriors last night in Oakland to force a Game 7 where they're going back to Houston. We'll cover that. Then we have Joe Lieberger at Ohio State. Find out what he's accused of. He's been let go by the Ohio State Buckeyes. And then we go back to Michigan in a culture of corruption because there have been two rulings to hand out show cause penalties through the NCAA. These stories and many more when we come back from a quick 20 from a rap album we pushing this month. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat. It's your boy Big Vern pumping a new rap album this month. Key Glock, Glockavelli, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track, the entitled track itself, Glockavelli. Blue Devil's hard. Blue Devil's hard. Badu, she's ready. The Grinch is crazy. Whoever thought to do that beat like and on that tempo? Give me a break. Paper Cuts, again, 3 a.m. in Tokyo. Key Glock, Glockavelli, in stores now. Shout out to South Memphis. Shout out to Key Glock doing his thing. I dug the whole project. I'm not going to. That Grinch beat, man, like I said, whoever thought doing that beat at that tempo and that style, he's a genius. He or she may be a genius, but that was hot. So I'm not going to hold you. Last night, the whole Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia pay-per-view, it was on. I enjoyed it. I thought it was just a great card. It really tripped me out because it started at 6 o'clock. I was just like, oh, okay, they got an undercard. There was no undercard. It was 3 main events, like back to back to back. Shout out to Turkey for making that thing happen where they shut down Times Square. It was hella inventive. Like I say, boxing needs more innovation like that because you're losing fans. I mean, you have a demographic that still loves the sport and a purist of the sport like myself. I love the fight game. But at the same time, it does need innovation. Now, I will say this before we get going on Ryan Trash Garcia. The commentary of DAZN is awful. You had Antonio Sambo Tarver, who is inarticulate. And that dude, I mean, the way that he shuffles over his words like his tongue is too big for his mouth. And then Jim Lampley, with this incessant need to just ridicule black fighters, everything Devin did in his fight I mean, he was all over it. Oh, this is a shell shock. He's not doing anything. This is the same people that'll sit here and tell you Willie Pep was able to win rounds without throwing a punch. But when Devin does it, it's a bad thing. Not to say Devin he wasn't doing that. Devin was throwing punches. Remember, I told you how that fight was going to go. Devin wasn't going to be jab heavy. He just needed to work behind his jab. I told you that Jose Ramirez would actually, his pressure is that he's a stalker. He follows you around. He doesn't cut the ring off. He doesn't cut the ring off. And you heard Bill in between the rounds say, throw him a feint real hard and then see if he bites. So Devin started doing that. Devin loosened up. Ramirez is a flat-footed fighter. And then Devin was working beautifully on counter shots when he got in close, and he stayed away out of harm's way. That's boxing. That's boxing. He wasn't going to go in there, guns blazing, trying to put on his best Arturo Gotti performance. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. You're not going to try and get guys to go ahead and gamble like that, especially Devin coming off a year layoff. Everybody was curious how Devin was going to look. And I thought Devin looked really well. And if Devin wasn't throwing punches, how did he cut Jose Ramirez in round 5? And the whole CompuBox thing, throw CompuBox away. That's a whole bunch of bullshit because there were clearly rounds where Jose Ramirez wasn't throwing anything. But when you got to CompuBox at the end, you was like, wait a minute, he out jabbed Devin? It was 45 minutes where 45 seconds in every round where Ramirez would look frustrated and he would look out of sorts and throw these wild shots, and Dev would get right up under him. Dev would get right up under those shots and he would shake them off like no tomorrow. And you talk about uncomfortable. Oscar De La Hoya looks very uncomfortable sitting next to Turki Al-Sheikh and his representative. And on the other side was Eddie Hearn and his representative. But you talk about just looking like, yeah, you had everybody in your stable of Golden Boy that was on this card that has any value, and they absolutely did not deliver. Ryan Garcia was not training for this fight. He thought his bravado and all of his flash, he was going to be able to go in there and stop Rolly, because he was still looking at Rolly Romero from 8 years ago in sparring. He wasn't looking at Rolly Romero as being under the new Cuban school of boxing. And I knew that when Derek James is actually holding a tutorial in the corner about how he wanted him to place his punches, when to throw his punches. Ryan was very intimidated. After he got dropped from a double hook in the second round, he had nothing and he didn't want to engage. And Derek James, like I said, at the post presser, it was revealed that Derek James and Ryan Garcia only worked together for 5 weeks. This card was announced in February. He should have been in Derek James's gym in February if he was taking the sport seriously. Coming out of the hotel and what looked like a Lomachenko robe, getting into the Batmobile and riding down the street escorted by the police. Come on, man. All of these grandiose appearances, it was just weird. It was just weird to watch Ryan, and he looked uncomfortable. He looked uncomfortable. After he tasted Rolly's power, Rolly began to jab to the body, and that slowed him down. I didn't even do a breakdown of this fight because I was sitting there watching it, and I was just like, well, he's going to knock Rolly out. This is a setup for him and Devin. This is a setup for him and Devin. But the New York Athletic Commission, they know what kind of drug cheat Ryan Garcia is. He didn't have his steroids. There was no lightning hook. His body wasn't all chiseled and chipped away. And you saw a broken fighter. That's what you saw. You saw a broken fighter in Ryan Garcia. He tried to salvage whatever reputation that he could, and he went in there and he got beat. He got smoked. I couldn't find 2 rounds to give Ryan Garcia in that fight. And the sad part is, this is Rolly. This is Rolly. This is the same dude who got whooped up on by Aztec Grandpa. And we all laughed at Rolly. This is the same Rolly who came rolling in with Tank and caught a left and almost clean went through the ropes and then just had that look on his face. That's Rolly Romero. And even a broke clock is right once or twice a day. When Tank Davis said that Rolly Romero hits harder than Ryan Garcia, he absolutely did last night. And he took the fight seriously. Ryan didn't. He let Ryan go back and forth with Bill and Dev. And Bill and Dev was laughing. And even after the fight, Bill and Dev got up on the apron. Dev gave Rolly a dap and a 5, like, bro, get him out of here. Now, for Ryan, I wonder what the excuse is going to be. And right now, De La Hoya's got to be thinking he's got to cash out because there's no fight that nobody wants to see Ryan Garcia in. The fact that DAZN did not want to go ahead and tell people, but begrudgingly they had to, that this kid, he cheated, he was on Ostarine, he had an IV to try and flush that out of his system. And then you had people talking about, oh, it wasn't that much to make a difference, like Gabe Rosado. Where is he at now? Where's Rosado at? Where's that meathead from Philly who was nothing but a glorified punching bag? I got smoke for him too. Pull up, chump. Pull up and come get these because I'm handing them out. I'm cooking him all week. Ryan is all week. Every day he's getting cooked. He getting cooked every day. But Rosado, I'm gonna make it my life's goal. I'm gonna get you out of here this week too. But like I say, I enjoyed the card, and like I said, we'll go from there. If you got any comments, leave them in there. We'll get to them. It's your boy Big Vern. We keep rocking. Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know that we get it right. What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. Top of the hour. This